Alright folks, so in this tutorial our interest is to prove the legitimate condition of a binomial distribution. So now let's start. A random variable x is set to follow a binomial distribution with parameters n, p, where p lies within the space 0 and 1 and n is greater than 0. Okay. Now, since the random variable of interest is discrete, we are going to look at the PMF of a binomial distribution, where we have P of big X is equal to small x, which is equal to n combination x, p to the power x, 1 minus p to the power n minus x, where x lies within the space of 0 and n. Okay, so take note of this. Now, for legitimacy, there are two conditions that would have to satisfy. So condition number 1 would have to prove that p of x is equal to x is greater or equal to 0 for all values of x. And 2 would also have to show that if we should sum the PMF from 0 to n, our end result should be 1. Okay. So if you are able to satisfy these two conditions, then we say that the legitimate condition of a binomial distribution has been satisfied. So now let's start with the first condition. So with condition number 1, we want to show that p of big X is equal to small x is greater or equal to 0 for all values of x, right? It means that the probabilities calculated here are non-negative, as simple as that. Okay, so to do this, we'll first of all have to record the PMF, where we have p is equal to x, we have n combination x, p to the power x, 1 minus p to the power n minus x, okay, where x runs from 0 to n. Okay, so we want to show that p of big X equal to small x is greater or equal to 0 for all values of x. Now, to do this, we can simply show that if n combination x is greater or equal to 0, p to the power x is greater or equal to 0, and 1 minus p to the power n minus x is also greater or equal to 0, then p is equal to p of big X equal to small x is also greater or equal to 0 for all values of x. Okay, so let's prove that this is greater or equal to 0, this is also greater or equal to 0, and this is also greater or equal to 0. Okay, so now let's start. Now note that n is greater than 0. X lies within 0 and n. So np also lies between 0 and 1. Okay. Likewise, 1 minus p or q. Okay. So in simple terms, it implies that n combination x is greater than 0, and p to the power x is also greater or equal to 0. Also implies that 1 minus p to the power n minus x is also greater or equal to 0. Okay, so with these three conditions satisfied, we can boldly say that p of big X is equal to small x is also greater or equal to 0 for all values of x. Okay, so it means that we've been able to satisfy the first condition that says that p of big X is equal to small x should be greater or equal to 0 for all values of x. So first condition is satisfied. Alright, so now with the first condition satisfied, let's try and also satisfy the second condition. With the second condition, Our interest is to show that if we should sum from 0 to n of n combination p to the power x 1 minus p to the power n minus x, our end result should be 1. Okay, so now to do this, we are going to employ a very popular binomial theorem expansion, okay, which states that a plus b to the power m can be written as summing from 0 to m r combination r a to the power r b to the power m minus r. Okay, so this is the binomial expansion theorem. So now what do you see? You realize that we are summing here, we are summing from 0 to m, and in our binomial PMF here, we are also summing from 0 to n. Our n is our m here, okay, and our p is our a, 1 minus p is our b, and your x is your r. Okay, so this means that based on the binomial expansion theorem, we can write n combination x p to the power x 1 minus p to the power n minus x as p plus 1 minus p all to the power n. Okay, where this is our a and that's our b and this is our m from the binomial expansion theorem. Okay, now this implies that p plus 1 minus p to the power n can also be written as p minus p plus 1 to the power n, where we have 1 being equal to n. Okay, so 1 to the power any number is 1. Okay, so it simply shows that we've been able to show that summing on x from 0 to n of n combination x p to the power x 1 minus p to the power n minus x is equal to 1. Okay, so the two conditions have been satisfied. We've been able to show that 1, p of big X is equal to small x is greater or equal to 0 for all values of x, and also if we should sum on x from 0 to n of n combination x p to the power x 1 minus p to the power n minus x, our end result is equal to. Alright, so finally we've been able to establish the legitimate condition of a binomial distribution. So if you found this video helpful, kindly do well to subscribe, and also do not forget to press on the bell icon so that you don't miss any updates from Co-Prime Statistics. Thank you very much for watching.